Coming up this week on Inside the Industry.
Bro, listen, man. I turn a tech guy overnight. I make like literally close to $3,000 every month doing that. Wow. Here in Grenada. Repairing Mr. Blackberry way. Yeah, man. You know what that is? I knew a friend of ours and I inquired. And they said, hey, you know what? She's in a relationship. I was like, oh? So how that gonna be my wife know she's in a relationship? You understand?
Inside the Industry, now showing on Caribbean Gospel TV and Caribbean Gospel TV Plus. Visit caribbeangospel.tv for your local television listing.
It's going to be interesting, trust me.
Well, today on Inside the Industry, it's nice to have you. We are here on Caribbean Gospel TV. And I have some really good friends all the way from Grenada connected with us today. And they are going to be doing some really great stuff. Now, the Sabazans, as you might know them, have been doing some really great ministry in the island of Grenada and environs. And of course, a lot of great people are passing through their ministry. One of such ministries would be the Hope FM radio station. So if you are anywhere in Grenada or you happen to be online, you can check out hopefmgrenada.com and you can listen to some of the great ministry that this wonderful young couple is doing. And we're talking about none other than Justin Sabazan and wifey. Now let me let you guys introduce yourselves, man. Welcome to Inside the Industry. How are you guys doing?
We are doing well, and thank you for your welcome. Thank you so much for having us on your show.
It is a pleasure.
Blessings to you, my brother from long time. And one of the things, boy, you say Justin. Many people don't know me as Justin.
Ask them who Justin is. Everybody know DJ Saby or just Saby.
So DJ Saby, as he is fondly known, household name. DJ Saby.
And people call me Lady Saby.
Lady Saby, I like that.
Linnell Sabazan.
Linnell Sabazan.
Yes.
So how are you guys doing? I mean, this is an interesting season that we're living in. I mean, COVID is all kind of craziness happening. You know, the place is just so weird these days. But you guys have such a bright smile. Every time I see you guys.
Thank you.
It's such an enlightening.
Thank you so much. It's just the grace of God upon us. It's the blessings of God. He has been good to us. You know, we introduced ourselves a while ago, and maybe we should say a little bit more about ourselves. I'm also a teacher by profession. Okay. All right. I teach high school. To be exact, I am a teacher at the St. Joseph's Convent, St. George, here in Grenada. I teach forms 3 to 5. I teach information technology. All right, so that's just a little bit about myself. I really enjoy ministry along with my husband, but outside of that, I love baking. I love to sing, and I also love very much to dance. So that's just a little bit about me.
Well, I mean, that is a lot. I mean, you have a lot on your plate.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Wow. Well, for me, many persons know me as DJ Saby Mrs Saby, you know, a former artist, gospel artist. Along with my wife, I wrote the songs. We did some recording, time pass. And also, I am also self-employed. I am a businessman. I own a small brokerage firm. So I do customs and insurance brokerage services as professionally. And also one of the founding members of Hope FM Grenada, along with my brother, my friend Trevor Thompson, good brother there, and his wife, along with my wife. So, you know, we need to have the wives.
Yes.
We don't have the wives. Yeah.
Headache.
Yeah, they're there for a good reason. God knows why he called them help meet. You know what I mean?
Yes, we're here to support.
Give God thanks for that. And I'm just excited about what the Lord is going to do here in Grenada with the ministry that we are involved in. Right. And one of the key things for me is to follow his leading and to ensure that wherever he leads, I follow, and it don't really matter what man thinks. It's mainly what God says matters the most to us.
True.
Yeah. So we seek God before we do anything, pray until we get the release, and once we feel it and we know it's God, He confirm it many different ways, and we just follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. You know what I mean? So that's it for us, bro.
Oh yes.
Are you looking for high quality production services for music videos, commercials, or other video content? Then email sales@tmcaribbean.com. We offer special video production rates on Christian content and Caribbean videos. Email us today, sales@tmcaribbean.com.
Do you need a website or mobile app created? Tahila Media provides quality online solutions in websites, mobile apps and live streaming technology for personal use, media companies, ministries, musicians, businesses and online stores. We take care of all the technical stuff: hosting, domain registration, email server, online payment integration, development, security and marketing so you can focus on what you do best. Visit our website for helpful blogs or to book a free consultation. Go to tmcaribbean.com.
Would you like to be featured on Inside the Industry? Well, send us an email. We love to hear from you. Email mromero@caribbeangospel.tv.
You guys have seemed to know each other for quite some time. I understand that you sang together, you did worship together, ministry together.
Yes.
I mean, how long have you guys known each other?
All right.
Let me put you
Putting me to the test.
Well,
All right. So for
Camille,
sure, we've
Sarah.
been married almost 14 years. This year it's going to be 14 years. We'll be celebrating 14 years of marriage.
Excellent.
And before that,
Congratulations.
maybe about, oh gosh,
2 years.
2 years
God
before that.
bless.
Okay.
2
All
years.
right. 2 years before that. I was on point. I was about to
2
say
years.
2. So altogether, it's only about 16 years.
16
Only
years.
about 16 years of knowing each other.
So, I mean, you guys are like 20 and 15, eh? I mean, 16 years of marriage.
Oh,
That's a big
thank
number for
you
such
for
young
the
people, man.
compliment.
How did it happen? How did you guys meet up? You know, what brought you guys together?
All right.
Yeah, that's
Let's
a
hear
story.
that story.
That's a story that I like to tell.
Yeah, all right.
That's a story I could tell because for me, bro, it was a case where so I've been praying that the Lord show me who my wife is. Praying for a wife, you know, young boy, about 20 years old,
Right.
and I never was the type at that time as a believer in the Lord to just take anything that come. But I went to this
We were preparing
for a gospel concert.
Yes.
How to be a gospel concert, boy. How to be a gospel concert,
Bro.
boy.
We were
So,
all a part of a
same
choir.
group. Yeah,
Yes.
same group.
We were part of a
you know.
choir.
But it was amazing. The group was just put together, so we didn't really know each other as
Okay.
much as we are part of the group.
I mean, Grenada is so big after all, right? I mean,
Yeah. So I see this woman dancing and singing on the stage, you know. She's singing a Papa song, I think it was, boy. And she could sing. I look at my line, you know.
Wait, now, so I want to know that's one of your favorite artists. I want to be just happy favorite artist, you know, Papa San.
Yeah, Papa
They with them
San.
right there one time.
Bro, her too. They used to call her.
They used to
Mama
call
San.
me Mama San because I was
Yeah.
fond of Papa San songs,
Yeah.
especially Road to Travel. I used to rattle off that thing. I knew all the words and I was dubbing out.
You understand? So, bro, so I saw this girl and I was like, the Lord said, that's your wife.
Wow.
And I didn't second guess it. I went home and I was so excited. I told my friends, I said, bro, guy, I saw my wife today. He said, oh, you know that's your wife? You speak to her? I said, nah, but I just know. You know, and
Right.
I couldn't wait for the next
Practice.
that's the following Saturday to go back to see my wife again. Excited. And bro, I ain't break a word yet.
Wow.
You understand? I ain't break a word yet, bro. I ain't break a word yet. But nonetheless, the Lord had it that a friend of ours, I knew a friend of ours and I inquire. And they said, hey, you know what? She's in a relationship. I was like, oh. So how that gonna be my wife? No, she in a relationship. You understand? You know what I mean? But I just, started talking with her.
Right.
I didn't state nothing up front how I felt. I never told her that. I kept that a secret. And as we started talking, I just shared about the Lord with her, just encourage her being myself.
Right.
And as we continued to speak, I learned that she was in a relationship that was about to end. So I was like, okay.
Wow. Let me just take a drink of water here.
You know, bro,
I'll be question.
okay. But however, I still said to her, no, I understand that relationship is about to end, but you know, I don't want to be the pushy type when you're vulnerable, so that I become
You
the
don't
bum
want to
soft,
be the
you know?
rebound
The
guy.
rebound chick, you know, or the rebound guy, right?
Wow.
To the sea. But so I just stayed her friend for a while, you know. We just, you know, just talk and prayed. And one day I said, the Lord said to me, "You're my wife," and she was like, "God, you really have to say that."
I said, God really had to tell me
Tell
that.
her that, yeah. You know, so I was like,
I wasn't believing that for nothing.
yeah, I was like, okay, no problem. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as we just continue, you know, I love her passion for the Lord, and there were certain things that I prayed to God for regarding a woman, because I knew myself and I understood where God was taking me. And it is moments like these and many other moments, just meeting people.
Right.
I'm a type of person that I'm very outgoing, very easy to catch on with people. So I asked the Lord, I didn't want that insecure woman that, you know, for every little conversation I have, she feels like something is going on. And most importantly, I asked the Lord for a woman that love him.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And I didn't want the woman to find me as an expert, because the Lord says, who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. So I knew I had to be the man choosing my wife.
You gotta
You
find her.
understand?
Right.
Yeah. No. Any woman that come and knock my door, I say, no.
Yeah.
That didn't confirm in scripture, so I take it literal. When I have a second meaning, that's how I take it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you know, eventually we express our feelings to each other and realize, hey, something is going on here. And we spend a lot of time praying, and you know, just trying to understand what our future look like together, and really putting everything in God's hand. And today we see a lot of things as unfolding as a result of the prayer. The time we spend praying, even before, you know, going to the marriage, we spend a lot of time. We wake up in the morning early and pray together, read the Bible, always have something to talk about with God, what is concerned. So
Excellent.
that was just amazing, man.
Wow, that's powerful though. I mean, they say that really prayer really keeps our family together, you know. And I mean,
Yeah, man.
when you started like that and you continued like that,
Continues
it's gonna
like
continue
that.
for you as well.
Yeah.
You know, man. I have a big question, Peter, because you said something that kind of spiked my interest a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people, you know, they say that when they're vulnerable, as you said, right? That is when, you know, you want all kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you think though that it is possible that sometimes God makes you vulnerable to open you up to what He wants for you?
Boy,
You think that happens?
boy, as I always say, boy, God ways are higher than ours, and His thoughts are higher than ours.
Yeah.
So what may seem as just nothing for man, with God, He always has a plan.
Always has
You
a
know?
plan.
So
Always.
you have to just be in line and know what God is saying, even in your worst state, so to speak. Because sometimes God, before He builds you up, He needs to break you down, you know,
That's true.
to get your attention, or else you would miss the blessing that He has in store for you.
And
So
if I'm to interrupt here a little bit,
You're not interrupted
sometimes
at all.
if God does not make us uncomfortable in where we are and what we're doing, we're going to stay there forever. Because sometimes you're in a relationship that is not the will of God. But if you continue to feel comfortable, then God's will not be done. And God has to do something. He has to give you heartache. He has to give you a heartbreak. Something has to happen. All right. For Him to
Sometimes.
shift things so that you can walk into His purpose for you. That's what God does sometimes. He allows heartbreak. He allows the pain. He allows the hurt.
it's never a pleasant state when you're going through
true.
it, but you know,
I mean,
it's
when you go
something-
to higher levels, you know, turbulence always
Yes.
happens. You know, when you take an aircraft, sometimes the air might hurt because the turbulence is so difficult to
True.
go to that altitude sometimes, you know.
you always been
guess-
saying that over the years, even during our marriage, whenever we face hardship, we say there is a blessing right around the
Oh,
corner.
yes.
We ain't going through that for nothing. And bro, every time we see God show up,
Oh, yes.
and we say, oh, that's what this all about, you know?
Right.
We have seen it time and time again, you know?
Yeah, man. Excellent. Wow. Well, I mean, I know there must have been some down times. I mean, all the good ups and ups, there are also the downs.
Of
What would
course.
you say would have been one of the most challenging season or episode in your marriage?
Yeah. Well, I remember this time when I was working with this company, boy, Clico. It's a Trinidadian company, Babylonian company, Clico International Life Insurance. It's just before I transitioned to my own business as a insurance broker. And I remember this time where the company was on a real, hard time. When the companies and everybody against the company and all this drama going on. And I'm a young married man, not too long married, and there I am. I have a wife. We don't have any kids as yet, and we're trying to figure out stuff. And I love the business that I'm in because I've been doing it since I was age 19. Yeah. So I trying to figure out, what do I do? It's a confusing period.
I think around that time I was pregnant as well.
And I think
with our first son.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had to figure this out. So I had to get creative because lack of income and I need money. So boy, I learned with the help of the Holy Spirit to fix cell phones from the internet. I tell you, and I'll buy this stuff.
Guy, man.
Bro, listen, man. I turn a tech guy overnight. I make like literally close to $3,000 every month doing that here in Grenada. Repairing Mr. Blackberry. Mr. Blackberry. I repair this guy. Every month I repair a number of this guy and I will sell,
Blackberry way.
Yeah, man. You know what I do? So I repair that.
No longer exists.
And then I remember getting this job, but that job wasn't the best job for me because I would go, not like I really want to go. I didn't stay long. And then I got another job. And even once they didn't feel like the right job for me again. Then I went back into insurance, working with Pan American Life Insurance. Right after that, before that, because my wife was still pregnant. And then I had to know, I felt the Lord telling me, leave and go and start your own business. And I don't have much money in my pocket. And I'm like, well, how am I doing this, Lord?
Yeah.
So, but I keep getting this strong urge to just make that leap of faith. So after morning, I got up one morning and asked my wife, I think we were talking, I said, if I do this, because now I'm moving from a place where I'm somewhat secure, right, to a place where I have no idea how exactly it's going to play out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I said, all I need is your support on that. And when she said, well, make the jump, bro, I made the jump. I had only $3,000. It wasn't enough to start the business, but God provided everything that we needed.
Yeah.
During the process of going through that, I remember we took it with joy. It was hard. Many nights I was just, I sit down there and just overthink and stuff. But not even our parents, because we keep our things together and keep God. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And we went through that, man. But God pulled through, and today we still have the business, and God is still doing stuff again in our lives. So really grateful to Him for that.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you something. I mean, sometimes it's difficult for us to trust God. But how difficult was it for you to trust your husband? He's a man, he ain't good. He say, well, listen, I jumping out, I have no money, I'm jumping out.
Okay. Well, at that point in time when he came to me and spoke to me about that leap, we had a long conversation, and he spoke to me about what it meant to take a leap. And sometimes you're on one side of the cliff, and in order to get over to the other side, you're not sure what's there, but you have to take the leap. We had a strong, long conversation. But I remember thinking, you know what? A lot of persons, in history, if they did not take a leap, we would not be where we are today. All right? Sometimes we just need to make or take that leap of faith. All right. And you know what? With God, all things are possible. And we knew that God was on our side. So I believe that He hears from God. I believed with all my heart that God was on our side. And I knew that God will take care of us. So, you know what? Sometimes it's hard to trust human beings. But if you believe that God is with you, if you believe that God is with your husband and God is speaking to him, then, the bigger thing is to trust God. You trust your husband, but you're trusting God. The real thing, what you're doing there is really trusting God. Trusting God with you, trusting God with us. That is going to do the job.
That is deep. That is deep. Wow. I mean, it seems like Saby is some kind of Chinese because he always leaping. You know what I mean? Leaping. No, you're leaping into something big. I mean, both of you, I should say, leaping into a new venture. I guess it's an extension of the ministry that you already do.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that, the whole marriage ministry that you will carry on.
All right. Well, I must say that for some years now, this marriage is really something that has been on both our hearts.
Yeah.
All right. We've looked around us and many of our friends. We've seen divorced, many different persons that we know that were in relationships for a lot of years, you know, they're failing, and a lot of things that have been happening. It has really been a burden on our hearts. It hurts us and it pains us. And I've always wondered to myself, how could things have been different if I was able to help, you know, one of my friends, one of my colleagues? Could I have said something to them? Could I have given them an encouragement? Could I have shared something from the word? Could I have been there for them, you know, when they, you know, maybe were going through something, that I could have given them some kind of godly counsel? You know, what could I have done? You know, and that really has been a burden on my heart and on our hearts, you know, and that's why over the years, and in particular right now, we're starting this new program that we call Becoming One. Because
repeat this,
all right,
this program is not really new,
well, true.
It's it's amazing. When we started,
On
we
Facebook,
started
yes.
back this program, and we started thinking about starting back the
Yes.
program.
Right.
One day, Facebook showed us a reminder of when I was on a secular radio
Look at that.
station doing gospel ministry of a program that we did, and when we moved from the secular radio station, we actually came into our homes and continued with the program
On Facebook.
on Facebook.
Yes.
You know, and then we dropped it for a while, but then we felt like we should pick it back up. You understand? The name of that program is called Becoming One. Yeah, Becoming One. And I said to my wife the other day, I said, listen, the content that we create from this program, we need to put it into a book. So the next thing we'll be doing is, you know, writing a book.
I like that.
Yeah, because I always the content. We need to
Yes.
take the content and put it into a book. You know what I mean? But bro, I can tell you, man, marriage is wonderful, but you need to know what you're getting into before you get into it.
Yes.
And a lot of failures that you see in marriages because people, one, they are disobedient to God first of all, and two, they fail to learn and to grow. You know, TM, one of the things that I realize is that you will go to school to become an accountant, and that's a job you will do for the rest of your life.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
But you will get married, and it's also something you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be married for the rest of your life.
Right.
Why would you don't want to learn about the relationship that you're in?
Yeah.
So some
You need
people
to
get
learn.
married, but for lack of knowledge, they perish.
Yeah.
They end up divorcing, they go apart, they separate. You understand? So,
You know, humans have this way about them. They like to do things without reading the manual. You know, they like
Right.
to jump in. They don't understand how it really works and what you're
Right.
supposed to do with it.
yeah.
Yes.
And I think it's the
Sometimes
same
we
with marriage.
just jump
Sometimes
into
we don't read the
things
Bible,
without-
which is the manual to life.
Yes.
There you go, bro.
Yes. And sometimes, you know, as you said, you read the manual. Sometimes you read it and you don't quite understand a lot of
True.
things. So a lot of people get into marriage and a lot of things were not explained to you before marriage. A lot of things were not told to you in the sense where you can understand exactly what you're getting into, what it entails. I mean, along the way, you would learn some things.
But you know
all
what?
right?
Some people learning by mistake is more.
Yes.
It's more hard. Take some time. You know, it's like me and a
We're
friend,
gonna learn,
bro.
Yes.
Me and a friend was talking about something today, and he said to me, you know, this guy that he gave 2 books to learn how to do audio engineering,
Right.
but he don't believe that he read the book because he bought a system.
Right.
Thereafter, they get a picture.
Yes.
So he
yes.
said, if you read the book, you would not have done that to the system.
Right. Right.
And that's what it is.
Yes.
If you don't know, and one of the things we realize that is missing in the churches, we're not bashing pastors or leaders, but one of the things that their hands are filled with feeding the flock every Sunday morning amongst other administrative duties for the church. So where do you find time to do all of that? So one of the things we recognize is that you need marriage ministers, people who are placed aside and say, hey,
I
so
like
what?
that. Yeah.
We are counseling everybody
Focus is that area of ministry.
and that's your area.
We need programs.
We need stuff.
We need programs, ongoing programs.
Right.
Sometimes you have a program maybe once a year or once every couple of years, but you need consistent programs to build marriages, to build that bond where people can go and grow.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times we focus on other things, but marriage, that's the basis of family. That's where the foundation is. And when you have broken marriages, you have broken families, and what becomes of the church?
Of course, it's
all right.
broken.
True. You know, that's one of the philosophy we have on Caribbean Gospel TV. If you have strong families, you have strong communities, and by extension,
that's right.
nations.
That's right.
You know, so we build good families by sharing, positive, encouraging, and uplifting messages.
That's
and
right.
By extension, we build a better nation. I think definitely the churches really need to step up when it comes to the area of marriage and family. Because there are many ministries there. There's the men's ministry here, the women's ministry there, Kiddies church there. You know, we should practice every Sunday evening, but marriage ministry,
for marriage.
So
you see the two
people getting divorced, going through issues.
Yes.
Marriage ministries, interesting.
And bro, it too becomes one flesh. So that means when you are dealing with issue of marriage, it's best to have husband and wife there, not the men trying to speak from their perspective as to how men alone. Not saying you can have those talks, but when you deal with marriage, deal with the marriage.
So true.
Don't deal with the marriage separate from the marriage.
At Tehillah Media, we believe that a website is more than just a fancy call card. It must be user-friendly to the back-end administrators and the front-end visitors. It must be search engine optimized to ensure that people who's looking for your type of service and products can find you easy on search engines. It must be interesting and attractive to the eyes. It must be responsive to ensure that it works on all devices. Call us today. Let's talk about your website. tmcaribbean.com. Let's start a conversation. Tehillah Media, technology development and music production.
I want you guys to introduce the program that you all have coming up. Let people know how they can find you and follow you for more information. And even tell them about Hope FM in Grenada.
All right.
And the wife is speaking.
All right. So our program coming up again, as we said before, it's called Becoming One. Right. Becoming One is going to be aired just once a month for now. We're starting off once a month. So every second Friday in the month, we'll be coming on with a different topic, very interesting topics. You cannot miss it. We'll be live from 7 in the PM to 9. So we're doing a 2-hour discussion. It's going to be interesting. Trust me.
So where can they find?
It's going to be interesting. We'll be on our YouTube page. Hope FM Grenada. We'll also be on Facebook, so you can find us, Hope FM Grenada, and also on. Thank you so much.
For those of you guys listening in Grenada,
103.1 FM. All right, so you can find us there. That's right, from 7 to 9 every second Friday in the month. We'll be on Becoming One.
One of the little things I would mention regarding this program is that for those who are living in this beautiful island, there are many places that offers, things that married couples need to get involved in. For example, you don't go to the spa together, you've been married, but it's something you used to do. So we want to let you know where you can go. We might even have some specials for you, things along the line. TM, I can't give out all my information. Somebody might copy the program, and I can't afford that.
It's all good. And people can ask questions too, I'm guessing.
Very interactive. Very interactive.
It's going to be an interactive session.
Excellent. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening on Inside the Industry. I'm looking forward to your program on the ministry to come, and I pray that we'll continue to expand and use you guys. I pray that more and more couples will rise up and take the challenge and really step out in the faith, step out with the boldness and the authority that God has really given this generation of Christians. Forefathers went by, grandparents went by, mommy and daddy went by, but this is our turn now to really take the ministry and really take the gospel to the nation. So we thank you guys. Thank you for what you're doing. And I pray that God continue to use you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Right?
Thank you, my brother.
Pleasure.
Blessings. Have a great
Blessings to
evening.
you. Let me let you guys say bye and hi. Anybody want to say bye? Go right ahead.
So hi to the Hope family out there. Those of you who are always logging on to our live programs and 103.1 FM. Hello to all our Hope family out there. God's blessings upon you. To our parents, to our relatives, to all the persons that we know out there in Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean and the world. Lady Saby saying hi and bye.
So I just want to say big up to CGTV, look at my brother Marcos Romero.
Oh, yes.
Brother from another mother for a long time.
Yes,
I mean, I see you trying to get ball like me, but nonetheless, bro.
It's inevitable.
but all good, man. And you're doing a good job too, bro. Keep it
you,
up.
man.
It's been a while since we've been connecting, and God has, shown us how brothers can connect. Even after years, it's just amazing. I always tell people how me and TM connect. I'm not sure before I go, if my wife remember when I said to you, babes, I'm on TL radio, I'm doing this DJ
Yes, I remember
in a room. We were just married, bro. So
Yes.
you see, that's amazing. Make connections, guys.
Yes.
God have a way how you do what he needs to do in your life. All right. So
yes.
thank you for the time, bro. God bless you.
Pleasure. DJ Saby and Mrs Saby. You guys have a good one. Until next time, we'll pick up sometime soon. All right. God bless you.
Welcome, you're inside the industry. Inside the industry, now showing on Caribbean Gospel TV and Caribbean Gospel TV Plus.